Let me ask you something honestly. Have you looked in the mirror lately and thought, my face looks more tired, flatter, older, even though you did not change your makeup, your clothes, or your skincare? If your hair is thinning and your face suddenly looks drained, it is not your age, it is not wrinkles, it is not your style. It is what you are doing to your hair every single day. Flat hair at the crown quietly pulls your whole face down. A wide, deep part exposes your scalp and kills the illusion of density. And hair that hugs your cheeks drags your features lower, even if the haircut itself looks neat. These are invisible mistakes, but they are powerful. And here's the good news. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what to stop doing and what to do instead to instantly lift your face. Same woman, same age, same face, just different hair decisions. Let me ask you something gently. When you look at your hair from the side or the back, does the top of your head look flat, smooth, almost pressed down? If it does, I want you to hear this clearly. Flat hair at the crown does not look neat. It looks thinning. This is one of the biggest silent mistakes women over 40 make, not because they are careless, but because they were taught that flat hair looks polished. On thinning hair, it does the opposite. Here is what usually causes it. You brush your hair straight down, tight against the scalp. You dry your hair from the top down for too long, and you apply conditioner all the way up to the roots, thinking moisture equals health. What actually happens is this. The crown collapses, light disappears, and your face instantly looks longer, heavier, and more tired. Now let me show you what to do instead. First, change how you dry your hair. Lift the hair at the roots with your fingers or a round brush. Dry sideways, not straight down. Even a small lift at the crown can visually take years off your face. Second, use a root lift spray only at the crown, not all over your head, just where you need height. This creates structure without stiffness and gives the illusion of thicker hair. Third, talk to your stylist about shorter layers at the crown. Not choppy, not thin, just enough shape so the hair can stand instead of collapse. This is where you see the difference clearly. Same woman, same haircut length, same color. On one side, flat crown. On the other, lifted crown. One looks tired, the other looks awake, lighter, and instantly more youthful. This is not about volume for the sake of volume. It is about restoring balance to your face. When the crown has life, your whole face lifts with it. Let me ask you something kindly. Have you worn the same part in your hair for years without ever questioning it? If your hair is thinning and your part keeps getting wider, this may be one of the biggest reasons your hair looks flat and sparse. Here's the truth most women are never told. A wide part does not look clean. It exposes the scalp and quietly destroys the illusion of density. This happens slowly, so you do not notice it at first. You part your hair the same way every day. Over time, that line becomes deeper, the scalp shows more, and suddenly your hair looks thinner even if you did not lose much hair at all. One very common mistake is keeping a deep middle part when the hair has already started to fine out. What once looked modern and balanced now pulls the face downward and highlights every sparse area on top. The good news is this is one of the easiest fixes you can make. First, shift your part just 1 or 2 centimeters. That small movement is enough to cover exposed scalp and instantly create the appearance of more hair. Second, stop making your part perfectly straight. A ruler straight line separates the hair too cleanly. It shows every gap. Instead, create a soft zigzag part using the tip of a comb or your fingers. This breaks up the line and lets the hair overlap naturally. When you look closely, the difference is obvious. Before, the scalp is visible and the hair looks divided. After, the scalp is softly hidden and the hair looks fuller without effort. Same head, same hair, different decision. This is not about chasing trends or changing who you are. It is about adapting your hair to where it is now. As hair changes, your part must change with it. And when you make that adjustment, your hair instantly looks thicker, healthier, and more alive. Let me ask you something gently. When you pull your hair back or tuck it behind your ears, does your face suddenly look sharper and more lifted? If the answer is yes, your hairstyle may be working against you. Here is the honest truth. Hair that sits glued to your cheeks does not look sleek. It pulls your face down. This is especially true as hair becomes finer. A bob that hugs the face too closely or straight hair with no framing at all creates vertical drag. It presses against the cheeks, softens the jawline, and makes the lower face look heavier than it really is. Many women choose these styles because they want control, they want neatness, they want simplicity. But on thinning hair, too much closeness to the face removes lift, not adds it. Now let me show you what to do instead. The fix is face framing, but done softly and intentionally. Not harsh layers, not short pieces that break the line. Soft, gradual framing that starts below the cheekbone and flows downward. Next, add a slight outward bend, not a curl, not volume for the sake of volume, just a gentle movement that pushes the hair away from the face instead of toward it. This small change does something powerful. It opens the face, it defines the jaw, it creates space, which the eye reads as lift. Look at the difference closely. Before, the hair clings to the cheeks and pulls everything downward. After, the framing lifts the face, sharpens the jawline, and makes the entire face look more balanced. Same woman, same age, same haircut length, but the effect is completely different. This is not about hiding your face, it is about letting your face breathe. When your hair supports your features instead of pressing against them, your face looks slimmer, your structure looks clearer, and you look instantly more lifted, without trying. Hair should frame you, not weigh you down. Let me ask you something, honestly. Have you ever dyed your hair darker, hoping it would make it look fuller, only to feel like your hair somehow looked thinner instead? If that has happened to you, you are not imagining it. Here is the hard truth most women are never told. Flat, dark color does not make thin hair look dense. It makes it look thinner. When hair is dyed one solid dark shade, light has nowhere to land. There is no movement, no depth, no contrast, and without contrast, the eye sees scalp faster and volume disappears. This is one of the most common mistakes women make after 40. They choose one deep color because it feels safe, it feels polished, it feels familiar. But thin hair does not need safety, it needs dimension. Here is why dimension matters. Light creates the illusion of density. When light hits different tones in the hair looks fuller, thicker, and more alive, even when the actual amount of hair has not changed. Now let me show you the fix. First, add soft highlights or lowlights, not harsh stripes, not chunky contrast, soft, blended tones that move naturally through the hair. Second, go slightly lighter around the face. Half a tone to one tone is enough. This draws light upward, brightens the complexion, and makes the hairline look fuller without trying too hard. This is not about going blonde, it's about letting light work for you instead of against you. Look at the difference carefully. On one side, flat, dark color absorbs light and exposes the scalp. On the other, dimensional color reflects light and creates visual fullness. Same hair, same density, different result. If your hair is thinning, your color should not sit flat and heavy. It should move, it should breathe, it should lift. When your color has dimension, your hair looks thicker, your face looks brighter, and everything feels more balanced. Color is not just shade, it is structure made of light. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever gotten a haircut that felt lighter, but when you looked in the mirror, your hair somehow looked thinner? If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Here is the truth that is rarely explained. Not every light haircut works on thinning hair. Many women are told that thinning hair needs to be layered, texturized, and lightened to look better. But when hair is already fine, too much thinning does the opposite. The most common mistake is over-thinning. Too many layers, too much razor work, ends that look wispy, see-through, and fragile. When the ends disappear, the hair looks unfinished. The eye reads weakness instead of fullness, and the entire hairstyle loses its presence. Now let me show you the fix. First, aim for blunt or softly blunt ends. Not heavy, not boxy, just enough weight at the bottom so the hair looks intentional and strong. Second, ask for internal layers instead of visible layers. This means the structure is built inside the haircut, so the outer shape stays full and clean. Internal layering allows movement without removing the outline. It gives lift without making the hair look thin, and it keeps the ends looking healthy and dense. This is where illusion becomes powerful, because density is often an illusion, but it is a very important one. Two women can have the same amount of hair. One looks thin and fragile, the other looks full and confident. The difference is how the hair is cut. If your haircut removes too much weight, your hair loses its authority. When your cut preserves visual density, your hair looks thicker, your style looks modern, and your entire appearance feels more grounded. The goal is not less hair, the goal is smarter structure. A good haircut does not take hair away, it gives hair presence. Before we finish, let me ask you something honestly. Did you recognize yourself in one of these mistakes? Here is what I want you to remember. Thinning hair does not age you. The wrong hair decisions do. You do not need to chase trends. You do not need to hide your age. You do not need more products, more effort, or more pressure. You just need the right technique. When your hair is cut with intention, colored with dimension, and styled to support your face, everything changes. Your face looks lighter, your features look lifted, and most importantly, you look like yourself again. If even one of these fixes surprised you, I want you to comment, "I am fixing my hair." And if you want honest guidance that puts hair first and confidence second, subscribe to The Hair Fix. This is where we fix hair first, not hide age.